we are back at the beautiful Fountainhead Palace, ready to make some progress. We've got the koi fish side quest all ready to go. But first, we gotta take care of some Okami stuff. And we got a little bit of exploration to go as well. Hear something? Did you hear something? What could it have been? What could have made that noise? I don't know. Might be dangerous. Might be nothing. Might be nothing. Oh, might not be anything there. Might just be your imagination. Pelting you in the face over and over again with ceramic shards. Who knows? Who knows? No, it was real. It was real. It was real. Oh, this little segment right here is brutal. You got bow Okami, you've got kickball Okami, and then you've got what Naginata Okami. Fortunately, we can blood smoke our way out of most of this. About to get shocked. Later. You'll never take me alive, coppers. Uh-oh. 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 They might take me dead. They might take me dead. I would prefer if they didn't. Why did that not reverse? Oh god, why did that not reverse? I keep forgetting which one shoots the lightning. It's the purple one, right? Oh, okay, yes. It's the purple one. The blue one has a thrust attack. so mad. Why did that not reverse? Yeah. Yeah. More Dragon Spring sake. So if we can ever get Emma back to her place, we can give Emma the Dragon Spring sake. This is probably one of my favorite boss fights in the game, as far as mini bosses go. It's a boss fight versus the greatest kickball player of all time, Thunderfoot Catfish. That's his name in the lore. I know it says Okami Leader. I know it says Okami Leader some other stuff, but ignore that. His name is Thunderfoot Catfish. And I love that boss fight because you can just run up on him and anti-air death blow him, and it's hilarious. It's just the funniest thing in the world to me. It's like, here comes the boss music, and then you're just like, I think I'll kill him in one hit, and the game's like, done. I'll allow it. So we got a little bit of exploring to do. I think this is just going to take us back to areas we've already been, I think. Except here. And that dog right there, that particular dog right there, if I'm not mistaken, he is the annoying dog who's like all the time trying to start shit when you want to fight the Shishiman warrior, and that dog is like, I'm gonna shoot you with lightning while you try and fight the boss. Very annoying. Very annoying. I think that's that dog. There might be two, but yeah. Yeah, let's give him hell. He got some lucky, stupid hits on me. And I got like stupid greedy. It's fine though. Alright, anti-air death blow for one bar of health. Yeah, we're parrying the ghost laser. Robo. That gets us a lapis lazuli as well. Are there any other projectiles you can parry? Yeah, you can parry pretty much every projectile. Most other projectiles are just arrows, right? And bullets. You can parry, you can deflect all those. Fountainhead lazulite is a symbol of eternity, and anything forged with it will never break, nor rust, thanks to the blessing of the divine dragon. Tools forged with lazulite transcend human intellect and are dubbed as treasures of the divine dragon. We get a bundled Jizo statue as well. Excuse me. Demon of Hatred fireballs. I've never tried. That's a good, good thing to try, I guess. I have to assume even if you can parry them, you'd still take the burn damage, though. Although, when you parry the demon laser, you don't take the terror. So maybe not. Alright. So we're ready to go. We're ready to swim out. Now, right over here, we see this giant dude over here, and this is another part of the game where it's not telling you how to get here, and it's basically like telling you, all right, you're gonna have to explore to find your way through here. And if you do, you are rewarded with the end of the quest line. Lump of grave wax, that's very good. And if we come up here, we see that we've made our way back to the very start of the area, which is again that From Software special where they're like, look how far you've come. Paradox Jones, welcome back for 1 whole year. Thank you very much. I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you. That means a lot. Happy anniversary, babe. Mike Will, hello and welcome. Also, I don't think I said anybody I haven't said hello to. I'm seeing some names in chat that I don't feel like I said hello to. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. So, Weird Sister over here. And Paradox Jones. With the gift subs. Death Metal Head, Blair Witch, Castle Wall, Soft P, Red Ronin, Figs, Bits Don't Like Me, Orion, Dante, Gopher, and Addy. Welcome back to most of you. Welcome to a few of you. Enjoy your emotes. Paradox Jones, thank you so much. Get gifted, nerd. Thank you, Paradox. Now, now remember how they said that they feed on youth? If we look at her, she definitely looks old, right? It's kind of like the old vampire keeps keeps a person around and feeds off of them, but not enough to kill them. It's kind of that old thing, you know? That's how I took it. I could be wrong, but that's how I took it.
お若いお人、もしや代理に行かれるのですか？それならば脇道の方がよろしいです。今は水の中、主の恋の寝床になっている大きな洞窟の先でございます。
なぜそのような。
代理の扉はもう長い間閉じたままです。大事なお使いがあるのですが、このババの身ではどうにも果たしようもなく、お若いお人に代理の扉を開けていただければと。
So once again, we meet an old woman, and she says, "Would you please help us? I need you to open the gates. I have something I have to take care of." And that's why she's helping us. So, she would like us to open the gates, and the person who looks exactly like her would like for us to make her father stop feeding the great carp forever. So that's what we're going to try to do. This area right here, the absolute run killer on several no-death attempts. This great carp, an absolute beast. I don't know if he kills you in one hit on New Game, but on New Game Plus 7 or whatever, he kills you in one hit, even if you have max vitality. Now, it's possible to just avoid him, but I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at it. He always manages to spot me. Suppress sound and suppress presence probably play a big part in how easy you are to be spotted. If you manage to dodge his attack, he's knocked out for a long time. Dumb fish. You cannot kill the fish like this, to my knowledge. Small business. And seeing as how he doesn't have a health bar, unless it's something hidden in the game where you have to hit this dude like 100,000 times. know what I mean? Like it's some goofiness like that. I do love me some sushi, chat. Father works at Nintendo and he confirmed you can kill the fish like this. Tell your dad to post it on YouTube. Curious, when I leave, it appears the fish like bonks on the house. I want to see it. So I'm gonna let him wake up. I guess you can. Maybe it's just an event. Maybe they just make the house shake. Good lord. Okay. Chat, give me a second to see what the hell that's about. I'll be right back. Hero. We're back. My dog chased away murderers. Vicious murderers. Thousands of them. You could tell by the high shrieking, powerful barks. No murderers even stood a chance. Yeah, I'm talking shit about you, dog. Alright, so the lady in the water asked us to open this door for her. Here we see the nobles eating the young nobles. Or perhaps these are the guardians eating the actual nobles. I don't know enough about Okami lore. Although these look like warriors. Okami warriors. So it looks like the nobles are feeding on Okami warriors. So, yeah. We opened the door for the lady because she asked us to. She was nice. And now if we sit down here, the enemy should respawn, right? Except Robert's father came from afar across seas to the south, in search of the Undying. Repelling 1,000 blades was a small price for the blessing of rejuvenation. Once we open the door, she's able to get in here. And once she's able to get in here, she takes care of it for us. And these enemies will not respawn anymore. Hey, you alright? You alright there?
よくも測りおったな。何が貴族なものか、永遠なものか。返せ、父よ。王様を返せ。
So there's a term There's a medical term, I forget what it is, something delirium. And essentially, if a person gets too excited, they just die. And that's what's happened here. She's become so enthralled in the act of murdering these things that have tricked her father into becoming a noble. That, you know, she's murdered them all and then her body just gave out. Human bodies are dumb. I'm so sorry that you have to have a body. This is interesting. The waters self-replenish when we rest, right? We find a gourd seed here. In Dark Souls, our Estus flask is the fire. It's the warmth of the fire that we carry with us. It's the warmth of the bonfire that we're carrying with us. The bonfire is sort of like antagonistic to us, right? We have to sacrifice our humanity and stuff for it. But at the same time, it's also like our shelter. So what I'm curious about is the gourd seed here because this is where Emma's medicine originates from? Not that she's from here or anything like that. Just that, like, this is where it started, with, like, a replenishing water. Now, remember that she made this for, she made this for Kuro. But if I'm not mistaken, yeah, she made this for Kuro. But what's interesting is that the sculptor is also familiar with it. The sculptor also had this. I'm telling you. The sculptor was an oathbound of Takeru. There's just no way around it. Anyway, rather than make some progress just yet, it took me forever. It took me forever to find this on my first playthrough. Like, how you get to that other side that's blocked off. Do you get it from out front? You shouldn't be able to. No, you have to get it from the rooftop. But how do you access... Do you have to access the rooftop from the back? Yeah. So, down here we have the fish feeder. Down here we have some dogs. What's up, dogs? Ow. Bet you're real proud of yourself, aren't you, dog? And if we head this way, we can finally get across to this other area that we haven't had access to yet. And if I'm not mistaken, there's either like a really big coin purse over here, or an upgrade material that's hard to get. Who is the true sculptor? I don't know. It might, that seems like it's not something that's like inherently necessary to the story, and so we'll never know. But I could be wrong. Yeah, that's the thing. Tomoe was not a shinobi. Tomoe was more like Genichiro, I think. I think the Tomoe was more of a samurai in the service of Takeru, which would put sculptor as like a good oathbound shinobi for Takeru. Yeah, the true sculptor is the person who carved the Happy Buddha. Or the kind-faced Buddha. Heavy coin purse. And so here's Big Fish Daddy. We must ring the bell to feed the master, he tells us. And so we shall. But first, let's run up here and see if there's... There is. So, if we feed the carp a good number of bait, and talk to him, he's like, "Oh, you fed the fish. Yay!" And he gives us something for it. Four treasure carp scales. If you feed him too much precious bait, he's like, "Don't overfeed him." In moderation. Now, we have two choices here. We can give him Pot Noble Harunaga's bait or Pot Noble Korimori's bait. Harunaga is the one in Harada Estate, and Korimori is the one here. So, I mean, does it matter? Does anybody know what the difference is between like the items they give you? Is there any difference? Yeah, see, the problem, like, my issue with speculating on the identity of the true sculptor is, like, we literally only have one line of dialogue to go off of. I don't recall anything else ever mentioning it. There is none. Okay. So, we'll give Korimori's bait. Now, what we'll do is, we'll travel to the Pot Noble. And the Pot Noble is gone. We get a Lapis Lazuli. And now we see a special Carp. But he has red eyes. And we've learned... a Carp with only eyes that are red cannot become masters. They are considered incomplete creatures that lack the ideal number of scales. Their eyes are said to be everlasting. So now it looks like they just sell the same stuff. But I don't need any of this, honestly. So I'm not too worried about it. Although I suppose if I buy more, he'll talk, maybe? Nope. I wonder if I can hit him. Nope. Hey, what's up, Solemn Snake? Oh, so like, Pingolud, I have a theory that the sculptor was an Oathbound was like the Oathbound shinobi of the Divine Air for Takeru, or Takeru. And we got to thinking about, like, the true sculptor, and somebody asked if anybody ever figured out who the true sculptor is. And I was just saying, like, I don't think the game gives us enough to go on to know who that is. The true sculptor. Let me see. Oh, well, let's do this. Let's finish this off. We're gonna go to the feeding grounds. Now that we've myrtled. Now that we've myrtled the fish. So, where does the water of the Fountainhead pool deeply? In the sunken valley, in the guardian ape's watering hole. I thought the sculptor was Wolf from the future on my first playthrough when I first saw him. I mean, honestly, yeah. Like, there's an ending that you can get that is essentially just that. Great White Whisker. A priceless white whisker taken from the great colored carp. While the great carp is naturally immortal, if killed, its whiskers can be plucked. The sound of the whisker being removed is surely music to the ears of certain people. Some would feel relief at the sound of their mission being completed. Others, the joy of having their heart's desire granted. But yeah, I feel like between the ending where Sekiro becomes the sculptor and the parallels that we can draw between the guardian ape and the sculptor and the kingfisher, it starts to make too much sense that the sculptor was at one point an immortal oathbound of Takeru. Big dead fish, chat. Big dead fish. Well, the sculptor's not immune to dragon rot. He just tells us, like, not to worry about his health because he's not normal, which, like, that leaves enough room for interpretation there, that it doesn't necessarily have to mean, like, he's still immortal because of the Oathbound. It could just be some, like, he used to be immortal, so, like, he's not going to die from this, you know? Hey, man. Give the great white whisker. Yes, I wanted to point that out. After we confront our father in the memory of the Harada estate, Emma notices something different about our eyes, and the sculptor tells us that a burden is gone from us, and then, and only then, will the sculptor say, don't be afraid to go all out. Because at that point, we cannot become Shura, and he knows it. The sculptor knows that we can't become Shura, so he's like, yeah, fuck it, don't be afraid to go all out. Like, you don't have to walk that line anymore. So he gives us a thing, and he's like, well, I guess I don't have to sit here and feed this big dumb fish forever now. And we did what she asked. He doesn't have to feed the fish anymore.
私も姉様もずっと一緒ですよ。だから休みましょう。父様。
excuse me. Takeru and Tomoe are dead, but we don't know how they died. We don't know how they died. All we know is that Tomoe did not have the Mortal Blade. I'm trying to keep all these quest lines in order.
巫女の忍びよ、2つの蛇垣を手に入れられたのですか？
ああ、手に入れた。
この赤き様、確かに柿とはよく申したものですね。
まことに食らうのか？
もちろんです。そうすれば我が体は流飲をお返しするためのゆりかごとなりましょう。ただあなたの前でそれをするのははばかられます。時を置いてまたおいでください。
So if we go out here and we leave and we rest, the doors close, and she's eaten the persimmons, we can eavesdrop, and she is writhing in pain beyond the door. Hopefully Emma's home. Emma is not home.
どうか無事で。おう、狼か。大事ないか。そうじゃ。これをそなたに。
So, remember how he made us... Or remember how he asked us to eat one of the sweet rice balls? You don't have to eat it there, but if you do, you get that extra dialogue with him. And he gives you a second one anyway. So, like, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth for the dialogue. Wolf senses it was crafted with feelings of resolve and a reluctance to part ways. Such deep emotions tend to be mumbled to oneself, rather than shared.
竜の涙、必ず手に入れてまいります。
あ、頼む、狼。
So, we have this Sakura droplet, which we've held on to. The Sakura droplet is what happens when an immortal oath is unable to be fulfilled. We got it from Phantom Butterfly. That's like exploring, thinking about how she got that and what it means that she has it. Is pretty like there's a lot to go there. But we're gonna give it to Kuro. It's gonna give us an extra resurrection.
巫女様、こちらを。
これはもしや桜しずくか。
それは
流飲の不死の契約がならざるとき、引き換えに残るものという。
タケル様が残されたものでしょうか。
であろうな。狼よ、もし望むのならば、この桜しずくもまたそなたの力としよう。
So he says, when the oath is broken, this appears. And Wolf asks if it belonged to Takeru, and Kuro says that seems likely.
ありがたく。
わかった。目を閉じてくれ。
は。
タケル様の留飲もまた、そなたと共に生きるのだ。
頂戴いたします。
うん。
No, I don't think Al was a shinobi for Takeru. I don't think he was.
もう目を開けてよいぞ。
は。
So remember when Kuro cut himself with the mortal blade, and like he asked that we close our eyes? We had to do that again here. The immortal oath is partaking of the divine heir's blood. I'm like that has, you know what I mean? Like that. I'm pretty sure that's, and that's how we got the resurrective power in the first place in the Harada estate.
それはタケル様にいただいたもの。大事にしてくれ。
御意。
Everything points towards Wolf having wanted. Everything points towards Wolf having wanted the divine oath back in Takeru's time, but he wasn't able to get it, and so then he used his son as a way to get close to the next divine heir, which was Kuro. I cannot give her any more sake until she leaves here, but she will not leave here. But I have a Dragon Spring sake that I would like to give her, but I need her to not be hanging out here. But she's not going to leave here until I beat a boss, I don't think. And the next boss I'm going to beat is going to ensure that she never drinks sake again, because she won't drink sake once Ishin's dead. So, she's ate the persimmons.
巫女の忍び、そこにいらっしゃるのですか？
お主、目が。
やはりいらしてくださったのですね。巫女の忍びよ、私はゆりかごとなれたようです。手を取っていただけますか？
ああ、これは。
ひんやりと氷室のようでございましょう。だからほら、私の涙もこぼれ落ちる間に凍てついてしまう。この氷涙をお授けしましょう。
Tears that were shed by the divine child of rejuvenation. Once she became the cradle. They are but frozen drops. By having Kuro drink both the dragon tears and frozen tears, the cradling ritual can be performed. Cold dragon tears are just that.
氷涙か。もしや。
はい。おそらくは冷たい竜の涙が指すのは、竜の涙とともにこの氷涙を飲んでいただくことかと。さすればきっと クロウ様にゆりかごに宿っていただくことが叶うでしょう。
So now we have a way to save Kuro, kind of. He'll take up residence inside the cradle. The cradle being the child of the rejuvenating waters.
巫女の忍びよ、私にできることならばお任せください。
なんだ。
お手を。
ああ、
白金の豊穣を。
これは冷たい。
凍えたこの体がお米を冷たく輝かせるのでしょう。
まるでささめ雪だ。
確かに。ではそう呼びましょう。巫女の忍びよ、ささめ雪をどうぞ。
Chilled, silvery rice that spilled from the palms of the child of rejuvenation. Gradually recovers vitality for a time, slightly more so than regular rice. The cold sweetens the rice. Rice is indeed precious. The flavor grows richer and richer, raising one's spirits higher than ever.
いただこ
お米は大事。きっとまたいただきにいらしてください。巫女の死のきっとまた。
All right. Could the sculptor turning to Shura have been what broke the oath? I don't think so. Because it didn't happen because Ishin interrupted. Ishin stopped that from happening. By removing the sculptor's arm. We have this weird hole in our theory of how in the hell did Takeru and Tomoe die if they didn't have the mortal blade? Takeru was a divine heir, and therefore immortal, and therefore unkillable without the mortal blade. Now, Tomoe was Takeru's Oathbound, which means also immortal. What I'm beginning to suspect is that the sculptor was also an Oathbound of Takeru. Similar to how Genichiro wishes to become Oathbound to the Divine Heir. But the Divine Heir doesn't want to have... The Divine Heir doesn't want to make anybody immortal because he feels like it corrupts their hearts. And, it's not natural. It's not right. But the more we pay attention to what the sculptor does, and how Sekiro can end up exactly in the sculptor's place, it really makes it seem like the sculptor has undergone the same thing Sekiro has undergone. But he got the bad ending. The way of Tomoe is using lightning in your attacks. It's considered heretical by the Ashina because it comes from Okami. Tomoe was an Okami descendant. I am going to play Tactics, yes. And hello and welcome, Titan88. Yeah, we're going to do a Tactics playthrough relatively soon. We're gonna play Final Fantasy 12 first. We're gonna play the evilest games in order. 12 Tactics, Vagrant Story.
戦況か
The Shrine Lady, to me, the Shrine Lady makes me think of, like, a villager from Mibu. Alright, so we're in the realm of the divine at this point, doing some, like, real samurai shit, like real Japanese art house hours, where you see art of a samurai fighting on the clouds or whatever. We have these enemies here who spring up out of the ground and they poison everything. Almost like they've got dragon rot. However, we kill them. And the ones that we kill simply resurrect. And if we kill them again, they don't do any damage to the boss's health. Only killing the ones we haven't killed damages the boss's health. But by killing all of the saplings, we find our way to the source of their divinity, or their immortality at least. And we fight the pale white dragon with the moonlight sword. Because of course we do, baby! It's From Software! And if you ever don't fight a pale white dragon with the moonlight sword, are you even really playing a From Software game? Also, he's a dragon. And so he's weak to lightning. It's the rules! Look, I don't make the rules. Apparently you can actually parry this sword as well. Can't parry this attack. Ooh! Ooh! I want to parry the sword. Oh, he's not gonna let me. What an absolute beauty of a fight. Insofar as gimmick fights go, just absolute spectacles. Like, this is how you do it right here. Gift, quote. Yeah. Gift. It definitely gave us that. The Divine Dragon, ancient deity of the Everblossom. Tears received from the Divine Dragon. The gracious gift of tears can only be granted by the mortal blade. The body of the divine dragon is eternal, and its tears, once shed, will maintain their form and moisture in perpetuity. Should one of the dragon's heritage partake of the dragon's tears, a mortal severance will be reified. I feel like this is a good spot to split up the VOD, so we'll do that here. The divine dragon of the Everblossom came from the west long ago, eventually making its way to this land. Some parts of Ashina are exceedingly old. Water coursing through her ancient rocks and soil allowed the dragon to take